ask me how I smile and how I feel the way I do today, it's because you saw me standing on my own. It was though you looked right through me and broke my heart of stone. And so I came with nothing except for a picture or two, but surely that means something, because they're of me and you, and I need to see that we were meant to be. With your heart you show me that love can part the seas. Grievances seem so rife in this world so full of gray, but the way you light up my life makes everything okay. And here I am straying from your afterglow, your heartbeat grows, and I'll never stop praying for you to know how my love grows. And my only dream is you'll stay here with me. And some might call it dumb luck, but I call it destiny. Grievances seem so rife in this world so full of gray, but the way you light up my life makes everything okay. From the bright skies above, they just want to bring us harm. Even when the clouds open up, we'll take shelter in each other's arms. Ooh, I've been so lost without you by my side, far away through the flame and frost, into the sun we'll ride. Grievances seem so ripe in this world so full of gray, but the way you light up my life, I know I'll be okay. From the bright skies above to the depths of the ocean blue, even if my life or my health gives up, it won't change how much I love you. Oh, just say I do. Oh, say I love you.
Well, hello there, kids. It's me, Jade DeVere, the host of the weekly web series Inside the Drag Closet, the show where we talk about all things drag and some things that aren't. But today I want to talk to you about Equality Fest. The Rainbow Rose Center has put together a virtual daytime event that celebrates the entire LGBTQIA plus community of York County and beyond. We are going to have messages from local leaders and elected officials, music and performances, and educational panels, all from the safety of your home. Later that evening, we are also going to be having our first ever Equality Fest Regent Pageant. That will be streaming online starting at 8 p.m. You can find out all that information at rainbowrosecenter.org. Find out who is going to represent the Rainbow Rose Center and the LGBTQIA plus community of York County for the next year. I'm going to be there. I hope to see all of you there as well. Take care, kids.
Hello, York County. and thank you for watching our first ever Virtual Equality Fest. My name is Tesla Taliaferro. I use he, him pronouns, and as an openly gay and transgender man, I proudly serve as the first board president for the Rainbow Rose Center. At the Rainbow Rose Center, our mission is to provide information on and support for LGBTQIA+ resources in and around your county, promote and advocate for the inclusion of LGBTQIA+ individuals in our community, and educate and increase awareness of LGBTQIA+ community rights, risks, and needs. Our aim is to create an inclusive community where all LGBTQIA+ individuals feel safe and welcome in their everyday lives. As an organization, the Rainbow Rose Center would not be here if not for the community that we love and we love to serve, and for the sponsors who generously backed our idea to put together this virtual celebration. I would like to take a moment to thank each and every one of you for participating today, and to thank each of our sponsors for their dedication to creating a more inclusive and affirming community for us all. At the start of 2020, we were excitedly preparing to present Equality Fest in June for the first time right here in Cherry Lane Court. Of course, this year had other plans, and our organization, and especially our events committee, needed to pivot to find out how we could celebrate our community's pride in a safe way. Thank you for your patience and your willingness to engage with us in a format that we never expected to need to present. While we could not gather today as an entire community to celebrate our pride, we encourage you to enjoy smaller group outings at some of our official after-party locations, which are hosting fundraisers for the duration of this weekend to benefit the Rainbow Rose Center. We would also love to see how you as our community are celebrating Equality Fest throughout the weekend, and encourage you to post pictures to our Facebook page and to our events page for Equality Fest. When posting to your personal page, please tag the Rainbow Rose Center and Equality Fest 2020. Thank you. For this virtual event, we have put together a great lineup which includes statements of support from locally elected officials, performances by local and regional artists, information about the Rainbow Rose Center presented by members of the board, and teasers for some exciting events coming up both this weekend and in the next several months. Throughout this celebratory presentation, we will also be sharing videos from local nonprofit organizations and our sponsors, as well as retail vendors that support the LGBTQIA+ community. We hope that you will show your support for our performers, vendors, and sponsors in whatever way that you can, and that you will continue to follow the Rainbow Rose Center and participate in our upcoming events and activities. Throughout all of our Equality Fest 2020 events, you will have the opportunity to make a donation to the Rainbow Rose Center through Give Lively, which ensures that all of your donation goes to our organization. We use these generous donations to give back to the York County LGBTQIA+ community by providing programming and support groups, offering educational panels for the community and its allies, and furthering our mission to connect the community with supportive resources so that they and we can all have a more safe and welcoming York County. Thank you so much for your donations and for your support. So once more, to kick this event off, happy Equality Fest 2020, York County. I sincerely hope that you enjoy the show.
Hi, I'm Governor Tom Wolf. I proudly serve and support the LGBTQIA+ and other marginalized communities here in Pennsylvania. I have seen these communities and their allies come together in times of crisis and pain and unite against hatred and violence. Especially during this pandemic, you have shown up by staying home, by listening to the guidance of health officials, including Dr. Rachel Levine, and by speaking out against intolerance in all its forms. That takes courage as well as pride. With the Rainbow Rose Center holding their inclusive answer to Pride virtually this year, I am glad I could celebrate this courageous and proud community with you. Happy Equality Fest, York County, and remember, Pride starts inside.
Welcome to Pride Fest.
Welcome to Pride Fest.
Welcome to Pride Fest. Today's Pride Fest is both smoke-free and vape-free because we believe that we want to protect the air and make sure that everyone is able to breathe clean air at this festival and have an enjoyable time.
As a non-smoker, it's very important to me to not be around secondhand smoke. And so making it a smoke-free environment feeds my needs.
The LGBT population smokes at double the rate of the general population, the leading cause of death for LGBT people. So we're like, okay, we've got to do something about this.
We have teamed up with the Bradbury Sullivan organization to host this smoke-free event, and we've been working with them over the past 3 years.
Bradbury Sullivan LGBT Community Center has been proud to work with Pride festivals to go smoke-free. So it's up to us to take our health in our own hands and make sure that our spaces, our festivals, our bars, and our community centers are smoke-free events. And Reading Pride was one of the first. They were one of our pioneers to go smoke-free. We show up and we hand out LGBT smoke-free stickers to make sure that LGBT people know that they're not the only non-smokers at the festival. We want to create spaces where people know that there's other non-smokers around them. And we also want to educate the community about how tobacco is always an LGBT issue.
We're trying to advocate for everyone in the community to go smoke-free. In our mind, smoking is smoking. You're still putting chemicals and the drug nicotine, oftentimes in a lot of cases, in your body. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a tobacco cigarette or electronic cigarette. You're still gonna get addicted. It's gonna perpetuate this disease. It's harmful to your health and your body. Your lungs aren't meant to be breathing in anything but air. And so we wanna educate that, unfortunately, vaping is not a safer or healthier alternative.
Having our Pride festivals be smoke-free is so important because it provides a space, especially for young LGBT people, to get together and breathe free and demonstrate really healthy lifestyles that include not smoking.
I think so many of our gathering spaces are places where it's tend to be filled with a lot of smoke, alcohol, drugs, things like that, just because, you know, a lot of people do have to meet under the radar, and it's sad, but we need places where we can come together in a healthy way, and that's not surrounded by bad coping mechanisms and, you know, self-medicating because of all the issues we face. You know, we're a vulnerable population to that, and it's important to have spaces where that's not always in your face.
The tobacco community has targeted LGBT folks, and particularly for young LGBT people, as we're learning certain behaviors that we're going to pick up for a very long time, to be able to have a space where our prides don't have smoking around them, to show that you can have a great community without the tobacco industry being involved at every step of the way. That's really important, so that we develop what we need to do now to have a non-smoking lifestyle.
It's important because we want to be family friendly. So to have it smoke-free, especially in the park, around the children, and it's good for your overall health.
It's important to promote smoke-free and healthy living in Harrisburg because we have a lot to live for. It was something to be proud of and want to live happy, long lives and do that.
Living longer. I'm going to live to be 107.
I have not smoked my entire life because I love being fabulous and healthy.
LGBT smoke-free.
LGBT smoke-free.
LGBT smoke-free.
LGBT smoke-free.
LGBT smoke-free.
LGBT smoke-free.
LGBT smoke-free. Living proudly, living longer.
I didn't ask for a free ride. I only asked you to show me a real good time. I never asked for the rainfall. At least I showed up. You showed me nothing at all. It's coming down on me. Harder like misery. It's coming down on me. I'm ready, rain on me. Drop, but at least I'm alive. Rain on me, rain, rain, rain on me, rain, rain. I'd rather be drop, but at least I'm alive. Rain on me, rain, rain.
Rain on me.
Living in a world where no one's innocent. Oh, but at least we try. Gotta live my truth, not keep it bottled in. So I don't lose my mind. Baby, yeah, I can feel it on my skin. It's coming down on me. Teardrops on my face. Harder like misery. Let it wash away my sins. It's coming down on me. Let it wash away. I'd rather be dry, but at least I'm alive. Rain on me, rain, rain, rain on me, rain, rain. I'd rather be dry, but at least I'm alive. Rain on me, rain, rain.
Rain on me. Hands up to the sky. I'll be your galaxy. I'm about to fly. Rain on me, tsunami. Hands up to the sky. I'll be your galaxy. I'm about to fly. Rain on me. Rain on me.
I'm Joanne Jenkins with AARP. The coronavirus continues to affect us all, and we are here, actively supporting you and your community. Every day, we're providing trusted information from top health experts, sharing tools to help protect families from fraud, and creating resources to support family caregivers everywhere. As always, you can count on AARP to advocate for you and your family. Join us and stay connected.
Hello, everyone. My name is Maria McCargo Gable. I am the Vice President of the Rainbow Rose Center. The Rainbow Rose Center, located in York, Pennsylvania, offers resources, referrals, and programming for the LGBTQIA+ community in York County. I'm going to take a minute to discuss with you the importance of community leadership. Community leadership is important because we are the heartbeat of the community. We listen to the community's needs and we take action to bring about social change. Our advocacy amplifies and lifts the voices of our community and motivates others to continue in the fight for our rights. We work together to foster relationship with other organizations to help transform our communities. Community leaders can emerge from a life-changing event, such as Marsha P. Johnson. She was an outspoken trans woman of color who worked tirelessly for gay liberation. She was credited with starting the riots at Stonewall, which served as a catalyst for gay rights in the United States and around the world. Some leaders have a deep-rooted call to activism, such as Audre Lorde. She was a self-described Black, lesbian, mother, poet, warrior. Through her creative works, she addressed social injustices. Community leaders play a strategic role in bridging the gap between those in power and the community. Ultimately, community leaders are servants of the people for the people. A quote from Ruth Bader Ginsburg summarizes a great example of leadership. If you want to be a true professional, you will do something outside yourself. Something to repair tears in your community. Something to make life a little better for people less fortunate than you. The Rainbow Rose Center is here to serve you.
It's Lieutenant Governor John Fetterman.
And your second lady, Giselle.
You know, I officiated the first same-sex wedding here in Pennsylvania by an elected official over 7 years ago, right here in my home.
And I was the flower girl.
You know, and we just wanted to extend our happiest congratulations to the Rainbow Rose Center in York County, where I grew up. Woohoo! And we just want to say Happy Equality Fest and happy 7th anniversary.
And thank you for the work that you're doing. It's important in all counties, especially in rural parts of Pennsylvania.
Equal protection under the law is something we all deserve. And for marginalized LGBTQIA members in rural counties, it's especially critical. So thank you for the work that you do. I am an ardent, steadfast advocate and champion for this community, and the governor and I will never stop fighting till you have what you should have always had, and that's equal protection under the law here in Pennsylvania. Congratulations again.
And happy Equality Fest.
And in the history of man,
my name is Stephanie Spurgeon, and I'm a Recruitment and Family Development Specialist at Diakon Adoption and Foster Care. I'm here today with my coworkers, Michelle and Amanda, and we're really proud to say that we're committed to finding all kinds of loving families for children in need of loving homes. As an agency, we're open and affirming with all families. At Diakon, we know that the LGBTQ+ population has experienced unique life events that make you especially qualified to relate to a child and provide them with the love and support and guidance that they need. I'm happy to share with you that we have a monthly support group specifically for our LGBTQ+ families and children in our care that identify as LGBTQ+. This group was created so that you could have a safe space to share your journey and to learn from other families going through the same thing as you.
We have several programs within Diakon and are able to provide our families with a wide range of opportunities to help a child in need. First, we offer foster care services. Foster care is the temporary care of a child age 0 to 21 who can no longer remain with their biological family due to abuse or neglect. In Pennsylvania, at any given time, there are about 15,000 children in foster care, so we are always in need of foster homes. We also refer to our foster care program as legal risk. In foster care, the primary goal is almost always to return the child to his or her parent or relative. If it is determined after a period of time that that child cannot return home, the foster parents are able to adopt the child. We refer to it as legal risk because there's no guarantee until adoption happens. However, we really encourage our families that are wanting to adopt younger children to consider legal risk foster care program. That is where we see young children coming into foster care and eventually being adopted by their parents.
We also have an adoption program in partnership with the Statewide Adoption and Permanency Network. We work with the Statewide Adoption and Permanency Network in order to help match adoptive families with children across the state waiting for an adoptive home. These children are typically older children, have a variety of special needs, or could be living in group homes, residential facilities, or even other foster homes, but for whatever reason, need a permanent place to call home and a forever family. You can search the Waiting Children photo directory online at adoptpakids.org. This is by no means an exhaustive list of all of the waiting children in Pennsylvania, but it's a good snapshot. We also have a medically fragile program and a private infant adoption program. Our medically fragile children have a wide range of medical needs and could be referred directly from a hospital setting. You don't need to be a nurse or a doctor to care for these children. You just have to have a willingness to learn about their conditions and how to care for their needs. Our private infant adoption program helps biological mothers make an adoption plan for their child. Pregnant women can reach out to Diakon at any time during their pregnancy and actually select the family herself through reviewing family resumes.
We believe that every child deserves a safe, stable, and loving home. If you've been thinking about providing a temporary home to a child in need or growing your family through adoption, please consider attending one of our weekly, no-obligation information sessions. Currently, they're being held online, and we have 4 sessions a month. Dates and times for those information nights are on our website and our Facebook page. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to reach out to me by email. My email is spurgeons@diakon.org. That's spurgeons@diakon.org. Thank you and have a great day.
Hi everyone, and thank you so much to Jenny Kistner and the Rainbow Rose Center for inviting me to be here today. My name is Chris Nelson. I go by they, them pronouns, and I'm the president and founder of Trans Minors' Rights. We're an organization based out of Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, and we're advocating for the health rights for transgender youth. We have a petition on our website right now regarding puberty blockers. You can sign it at transminorsrights.org. I'm going to be talking a little bit about what puberty blockers are, common misconceptions, and frequently asked questions surrounding puberty blockers. First, I want to explain what the petition is for. It's to help encourage the Pennsylvania legislature to enact a policy that would allow doctors to confidentially prescribe puberty blockers to transgender minors. Puberty is one of the largest contributors to gender dysphoria for transgender youth. Transgender youth have a 40% suicide attempt rate. This is 9 times the national average. So it's very important that we care for transgender youth, that we enact policies that make it easier for them to access the healthcare that they need and to be able to have medical professionals and adults that they can trust and that they can talk to. Why confidentiality? Well, one of the big reasons that we believe it should be confidential, which means a minor would not need consent from a parent or guardian before accessing puberty blockers or getting a prescription, is because it makes those conversations with adults easier. If the child knows that their conversation with their doctor is confidential, they're more likely to be more open and ask questions and get the information that they need from a reliable source. Also, being able to get the treatment confidentially means that they'll have time to figure out what they want to do with their transition. Puberty blockers are a 100% reversible treatment. It doesn't make any permanent changes to the body, so it's totally 100% safe and effective for a minor to get on the blockers and give them a little bit of time to figure out where they want to go in their transition and how to talk to their family and friends about their transition. Also, having a doctor involved means that they'll be less likely to resort to street drugs or trying to perform their own surgeries, which also happens in the trans community. If transgender youth know that they're going to be able to have safe, confidential discussions with their doctor, they'll be less likely to turn to those dangerous options. We are specifically advocating for youth age 14 and up. So why 14? We decided on the age 14 because in Pennsylvania, you can access birth control at age 14 without requiring consent or knowledge of a parent or guardian. So we felt that that was a good starting point, at least, to start the discussion with our local officials and with medical professionals. We would like to try to move the age down at some point, hopefully to about 12, which is actually where other states have legalized access for birth control at age 12, but we're starting at age 14 because it's been generally agreed upon that that's the age that minors can consent to their own mental health treatments on top of birth control treatments, which is a very similar hormonal treatment to puberty blockers. So what is a puberty blocker? What does it do? A puberty blocker is what's called a gonadotropin-releasing hormone agonist. You don't need to remember all of the terminology. That's just the scientific term for most puberty blockers. They essentially just put a pause on puberty. Wherever the patient is at in puberty, it will stop. So those secondary sex characteristics, breast growth or facial body hair, depending on your gender assigned at birth, will just stop. A lot of people ask if age 14 is too old to start puberty blockers. Actually, a lot of people who were assigned male at birth will take puberty blockers along with hormone replacement therapies later in life because they help to reduce facial hair and body hair growth. It will stop the growth completely. So there are definitely still benefits for older youth who may have already completed or nearly completed puberty, which is referred to as the Tanner stages. There are 4 Tanner stages in puberty. You can feel free to look into those. We have more information on our website, again, transminorsrights.org. You can find all this information and more, and all of my sources. Now, if a transgender minor does decide that they'd like to try puberty blockers, what are any of the potential side effects? That's one of the biggest concerns that I get, is what's going to happen to their body. So, as I mentioned before, the purpose of puberty blockers is to put a pause on puberty. So any stage that they're at in terms of secondary sex characteristics, it will stop and sometimes be reduced a little bit. Any negative side effects? There haven't been many recorded negative side effects, and puberty blockers have been studied for decades, not just for transgender youth, but also for youth who are experiencing precocious puberty, which means puberty that develops too early, or also endometriosis, prostate cancer, a whole bunch of different things. Again, you can look up more on our website, transminersrights.org. We have a bunch of different examples and more information. But doctors will prescribe this as a treatment for transgender youth. The only concern that some people have is sometimes it will reduce bone density. But most of the doctors that I've talked to haven't been terribly concerned about this. The one doctor that I spoke to told me that there is no harm in a 15-year-old having the bones of a 14-year-old. So it's not a huge concern in the medical community. There are add-back treatments, though. There are things that you can do in your diet to make sure that you keep up that bone density. And also, when the puberty blockers are stopped or when hormone replacement therapy is started, all of the bone density will come back. So negative side effects are very few and far between. For some youth who are assigned female at birth, they might have similar side effects as birth control. If you know what those are also listed on our website, so please look into those if you have concerns. Also on our website, we have a list of the different brands of puberty blockers. There are several. There are also some alternatives to gonadotropin releasing hormone agonist, or GnRHA, the traditional puberty blocker. There are anti-androgens and also treatments for youth who are assigned female at birth that might be a little less effective in terms of blocking puberty, but might be more cost effective. So the cost of puberty blockers varies. It'll depend largely on your insurance, whether or not it covers it and how much is covered. So you'll definitely want to talk to your insurance provider or talk to your doctor if you're not insured or if you're not going through insurance about the potential costs involved regarding puberty blockers. Largely, in the end, puberty blockers are a 100% safe and effective treatment. The Endocrine Society, World Health Organization, and transgender health organizations across the country and across the world agree that puberty blockers are a safe and effective treatment for transgender youth. It helps to ease feelings of gender dysphoria. It helps with social transitions. It just largely benefits the mental health of transgender youth and will help to lower that 40% suicide attempt rate. We truly believe that our petition will save lives. Please go to transminersrights.org and sign it and share it with people that you know. Also, please feel free to reach out to us at transminersrights@gmail.com. You can ask any questions. You will reach me directly. I'm willing to answer any questions. I'm also willing to do talks like this to educate at different events or businesses that you might be involved with. Please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you.
Gay, cause I could draw. My uncle was, and I kept my room straight. I told my mom, tears rushing down my face. She's like, Ben, you've loved girls since before pre-K. Sure, yeah, I guess she had a point, didn't she? Bunch of stereotypes all in my head. I remember doing the math, like, yeah, I'm good at Little League. A preconceived idea of what it all meant. But those that meant the same sex and the characteristics. The right-wing conservatives thinking to decision. You could be cured with some treatment and religion. Man-made rewiring of a predisposition playing around. Oh, nah, here we go. America the brave, still fears what we don't know. The God knows all his children, somehow forgotten, but we paraphrase a book written 3,500 years ago. I don't know. And I can't change. Even if I tried, even if I wanted to, I can't change. Even if I tried, even if I wanted to. My love, my love, my love, she keeps me alive. She keeps me alive. She keeps me alive.
Hi, my name is Chris Stetler. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I am the secretary of the Rainbow Rose Center, and thank you very much for joining us today for our very first virtual Equality Fest. I was asked to speak to you today about being an ally to the LGBTQIA+ community. You may ask, what is an ally? An ally, a straight ally, heterosexual ally, or a cisgender ally, is a heterosexual and cisgender person who supports equal rights, gender equality, and LGBTQ social movements, challenging homophobia, biphobia, and transphobia. Today I ask you to join me in being an ally to the LGBTQIA+ community, both here in York and around the world. Thank you for your time today. So grateful you could be here with us. Have a great time. And if you'd like to get more involved with the Rainbow Rose Center, please feel free to visit our website and fill out a volunteer form. Thank you, and have a great day.
Hello, I'm Dr. Rachel Levine, Secretary of Health for the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Happy Pride, everyone! This year, with COVID-19, the decision to hold this event virtually was very important to keep the community safe from this dangerous virus. COVID-19 continues to impact Pennsylvanians across the state. It is important that we all take steps to help stop the spread, including washing your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. Use hand sanitizer if soap and water are not available. Please cover any coughs or sneezes with your elbow, not with your hands. Clean surfaces frequently. And please wear a mask whenever you leave your home. In addition to the above safety measures, it is important to remember that if you're sick, please stay home. Pennsylvania is very diverse, and it is important that we recognize and welcome everyone and celebrate the wonderful tapestry of diversity that we all bring to our great Commonwealth. Please remember, you are important, and we are all in this together. Let's unite to stop the spread of COVID-19 in Pennsylvania. Thank you very much, and happy Pride.
Hello, I'm Delma Rivera-Lytle, extending greetings from the York County Federation of Democratic Women. I hope you enjoy and benefit from the many offerings of the 2020 Equality Fest. Elected officials up and down the ballot, from local school boards to President of the United States, affect our lives daily. You have the option of voting in person on November 3rd or by mail-in ballot. If you have registered for a mail-in ballot, you will be receiving it shortly. Follow the instructions and mail your ballot early to ensure that your vote is counted. In this year of the 100th anniversary of the 19th Amendment to the Constitution, establishing a woman's right to vote, we are also reminded of the civil rights movement and the fight for LGBTQ rights. Voting is not a privilege, but an obligation in honor of all those who fought and died for the right of Americans to vote. I encourage you to please take this obligation seriously and vote on November 3rd. For more information about the York County Federation of Democratic Women, visit our website at www.yorkdemwomen.org or our Facebook page. Thank you and enjoy Equality Fest 2020.
Hello, York City, Harrisburg, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, wherever in the world you are. Thank you for joining us for Equality Fest 2020. I am Jah the God, and this is an invitation to Dark World.
Have I already gone too far? Just wanting to be where you are. Even though I know everything you got going on, I'm starting to believe that the truth turns me on. Sometimes I think this could be something, even though I know it should be nothing. Fucking and touching, hitting and running, no cuffing, no cuffing. You already got someone. Ain't tryna come between that. Trust me, said I mean that. I'm just tryna get in where I fit in. I'm not even in a place to get into this. I don't even know if we should kiss. Can't you tell? I'm not used to this. Feeling like you know me so well. But time will reveal what it really is. Have I already gone too far? Just wanting to be where you are, even though I know everything you got going on. I'm starting to believe the truth turns me on. Sometimes I think this could be something, even though I know it should be nothing. Touching, hitting and running, having no coffee. I ain't trying to get too deep. If you know how I feel, you know about me. You know what I mean. You know what kind of position I'm trying to put you in. Submit to me and let a nigga in. I've already gone too far. Let you under my skin. This can be the deadliest of sins. Have I already gone too far? Wanting to be where you are, even though I know everything you got going on. I'm starting to believe it turns me on. Sometimes I think this could be something. I know it should be nothing. Fucking and touching, hitting and running, no cuffing, no cuffing.
What you're stepping in is dangerous, more potent than the angel dust. Over tab with the LSD. Take a trip every time you with me. Whenever, wherever, whatever you wanna see. I'll be your fantasy. Cirque du Soleil from the canopy. I don't even know if you can handle me. Don't be mad at me when them night sweats kick in, cause you fiending for try to gotta dive in the deep end. When I'm all alone, you're the one I sing my songs to. Serenade your body so you know who you belong to. I'm hypnotized, mesmerized, beaming in between your thighs. Why didn't I realize?
Have I already gone too far? Just wanting to be where you are, even though I know everything you got going on. I'm starting to believe that the truth turns me on. Sometimes I think this could be something, even though I know it should be nothing. Fucking and touching, hitting and running, no cuffing, no cuffing.
I thought that love was kind. I thought that love was patient. I thought that love was blind. But I see clearly now.
Hi, my name is Anika Khalif. I'm the Linkage to Care Coordinator for the Care Together program at Family First Health. I want to thank the Rainbow Rose Center for giving us this opportunity to participate in this 2020 Virtual Equality Fest. The Family First mission states we serve everyone. It is a true testament to the work we do for all of our patients, including the LGBTQIA community. We are committed to providing quality and inclusive health care for everyone.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Kevin Forey, Treasurer for the Rainbow Rose Center. We are fully funded by grants, sponsors, and donors just like you. All funds we receive help us to provide resources and meaningful connections for the LGBTQIA+ community right here in York. We want to thank you for your ongoing support and contribution. Without you, events like this couldn't happen for our community. If you'd like to donate or just check us out, find us on Facebook or online at rainbowrosecenter.org. Thanks for watching.
Eugene D. Pasquale here, Pennsylvania Auditor General, and I want to wish everyone in York County a happy Equality Fest. I've been proud of my tenure in public life to stand with the LGBTQIA+ communities. We need to do more in Pennsylvania, stand up for the communities, but also make sure we celebrate the tremendous progress that has been made. And I know today and during this pandemic, it's been tough because we have not been able to celebrate together. But please know we're all doing the best we can to stay safe and smart. So please have a happy Equality Fest, but also doing it safe and smartly. And hopefully we can all get through this pandemic together so we can get back to some semblance of normalcy. Again, have a great Equality Fest, and I'm honored to stand with you as we continue to make progress for all communities across Pennsylvania. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Kay, and I'm a paparazzi consultant, and I'm honored to be here this weekend for the LGBTQ Rainbow Rose event in York, Pennsylvania. They also have my website. They have my website address. Paparazzi accessories are always fabulous, always fashionable, and always $5. So please feel free to look on my website and find the perfect papa color for fall. And when you sign up, you have to register on my website, and you're in a drawing for a free piece of jewelry. And if you order this weekend from my website, you will also be in the drawing for a free piece of jewelry. Thank you.
Hello, York County. My name is Charles Krebs, and I am a board member of the Rainbow Rose Center. The Rainbow Rose Center is dedicated to serving the LGBTQIA individuals throughout their entire lives and all stages of their coming out journeys. For the past 15 years now, I have also been the main moderator for the York chapter of Parents, Family, and Friends of Lesbian and Gays, also known as PFLAG. During that time, I have seen parents who were struggling to understand their children's sexual orientations and gender identities become strong allies and advocates for our community. I have also watched their children grow into confident adults who live their true lives without fear. When I came out at the age of 42, I was able to finally accept myself and find peers and a community that celebrated and supported me. Now, as I am aging with pride, I see and understand the needs of the older LGBTQIA community. These experiences allow me to advise the board on how to best support individuals of all ages and identities so they can live their best lives, and how to advise would-be allies to understand and advocate for the LGBTQI+ community. I am proud to be part of the Rainbow Rose Center to lend my knowledge and my experience in our community, and I am happy to celebrate another Equality Fest event with all of you today. Thank you for joining us, and stay out and stay proud.
To my friends in York County, happy Equality Fest. I'm United States Senator Bob Casey, and I'm committed to fighting for policies that protect all citizens against discrimination in all its forms. Yet, as you know, the fight for equality is by no means over. Too many Pennsylvanians are still marginalized by way of stigma or bias or access to services. And LGBTQ+ people of color face many additional challenges, such as higher rates of hate crimes against them and poverty. Washington must do more. That starts with passing the Equality Act to ensure people cannot be discriminated against for who they are. I know we have a long way to go on the road to full equality, but I know we'll get there because of you and all you do every day and your extraordinary courage. So thank you. I look forward to continuing to work with you for equality all across America. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Deb Henry, and I'm the president of the York PFLAG chapter. I got involved in this organization in approximately 2008 when I was pretty sure my daughter was a lesbian, but she wasn't quite ready to tell us that. That's all in the past. She is doing well, life is good, and now I am a strong advocate for the LGBTQ community. PFLAG York has been part of the York community for over 22 years, and we promote the health and well-being of all lesbians, gay, bisexual, transgender, and other queer individuals and their parents, family, and friends. We do this by providing support for LGBTQ individuals to thrive in an adverse society, education to enlighten their family and friends to their experiences and needs, and advocacy to end discrimination and to secure equal civil rights. Our monthly meetings are held on the third Tuesday of the month from 7 to 9 p.m., and they provide the opportunity for dialogue about sexual orientation, gender identity, and gender expression, and acts to create a society that is healthy and respectful of human diversity. We encourage you to reach out to us on Facebook or by email, and hope that you will join our meetings or share our information with family and friends who need our support. Happy Equality Fest. We're happy to celebrate with you.
My name is Jean Buckingham. I've been a member of PFLAG since probably 1999. That would be about 22 years. I joined PFLAG on the occasion of learning that my daughter had chosen to have relationships with women. And I say chosen on purpose because she was not someone that, up to that point, seemed to be questioning her sexuality at all. She had plenty of heterosexual relationships. She has since that point, identified herself as a lesbian and has been married and divorced and now shares a child, which makes us all very happy. I went to PFLAG to support the group. PFLAG stands for Parents and Friends of Gays and Lesbians. I knew there was a chapter in York, and I thought it was important to have something like that. I didn't necessarily go because I thought that I needed help coming to terms with Alice's choice. What I found out was that I had plenty I could learn from PFLAG. When I went, the interesting thing is that PFLAG has evolved over the years from a support group for gays and lesbians to a support group for all sorts of folks who are questioning not only their sexuality but also their gender, and that has been a very interesting transition. PFLAG in York meets once a month. It's a huge support for people who are coming to this experience with questions and fears. And what I have seen is, over the years, plenty of parents coming in and talking about their concerns about their, especially teenage children, and now there are more, I would say, folks who are coming because they want to support others in questioning their gender choice, especially children. My role in it has been, I guess, mainly to share my experience, which, of course, at this point is different from most of the folks who come in. I think the thing that surprised me the most was that I had assumed that PFLAG was a support group to which simply friends and parents came. And of course, when I attended, I found that actually the group was strengthened by the presence of practicing gays and lesbians, and now at this point, transgender folks.
Hello. My name is Gene, and I first started attending PFLAG York in 2013 in hopes of gaining a better understanding as to how best to support my child. He is now 22 and thriving in the LGBT community, and at least a small part of that is due to the support that I received from the awesome group of people at PFLAG. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mary Ann. I started going to PFLAG about 3 years ago. When my middle kiddo started exploring his gender identity. It was really great being able to walk into a room and meet a parent who also had a transgender child and be able to talk with them about anything, which was really a relief. It really helped me to wrap my head around what was going on, give myself some grace, gain a higher level of understanding of what my kiddo was going through. So PFLAG has always been a wonderful place, a safe space to talk honestly about how the family dynamic is working, how I as a parent am adjusting, and the resources available are absolutely wonderful. I was able to connect with another parent about legal name change information. And so I highly recommend it for anyone who is in need of that support from a family or parent point of view. So thanks for everything, PFLAG.
Hi, I'm Felicia, male to female transgendered. Been attending PFLAG meetings now for a little over a year. I've been meeting a lot of really nice people, some of which are starting to become pretty good friends, and they have helped me to feel more comfortable in a somewhat public yet controlled environment. Figured out who I am and how to be comfortable with that myself, and they were there for me when I decided very recently to come out to my spouse as transgender. And a couple of them are actually right here off camera right now, so yeah, I can say that PFLAG is definitely the best thing I ever did, aside from finding a good therapist. And now I have a support system and they're going to be there until I extend that into the people that already know me.
It gets better. It gets much, much, much better. Tonight I'd like to talk to the 12, 13, and 14-year-olds in Fort Worth, Texas, or anywhere across the country who are different. I know that people at home or at school may not understand you or try to hurt you, but please, hold on. I know life can seem unbearable, but wait, please wait. If only you'll wait, you'll see better days ahead. I know too well how lost and alone you feel, but please, hold on. There's so much life can offer. If only I could show you. You must hold on. You must hold on to make your memories, or just to see who you will be. If only you could know how much you are like me. It gets better. It gets much, 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 much better. Believe me. One day when I was in the 9th grade, just starting Crowley High School, I was cornered by some kids who roughed me up. They said that I should die and go to hell where I belong. That erupted in me a fear that I'd kept down. There must be something very wrong with me. Something I could never let my family or anybody know. I went home and... But the story didn't end that unfortunate day. There's so much more, there's so much more. Yes, high school was difficult. Coming out was painful. But life got so much better for me. Give yours a chance. Hold on. You must hold on. Just wait. If only you'll wait, you'll see better days ahead. I know too well how lost and alone you feel, but please hold on for all that life can offer. If only you could know, if only you could know. It gets better. It
Hello, York County. Planned Parenthood Keystone is thrilled to be celebrating Pride with you.
We're committed to building a world where everyone's human rights, including healthcare, are ensured, and that all members of our community are uplifted and supported.
LGBTQ+ people are our staff, our supporters, our patients, and our community. We care for you and we love you. We are with you in solidarity.
We're proud to provide health care to the York community, regardless of identity, orientation, or expression. We stand with you in protest and in pride.
Hello everyone, we hope you're having a great time at this year's virtual Equality Fest Junior. My name is Lottie, I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the facilitator at The Curve. The Curve is a weekly youth group for members of the LGBTQIA+ community and their allies ages 14 to 21 in York, Pennsylvania. At The Curve, we do everything from lessons on sexual health and social justice to community building events like movie nights and game nights. My job as the Curve facilitator is to make sure that this space is what you want it to be. So bring your interests and we'll do a deeper dive of them. We've done lessons on queer representation in video games. We've done things like astrology night. We've also learned about what gender looks like in other parts of the world besides the US. We know these times are really hard for a number of reasons, and it can often feel difficult to feel like you're part of a community when everyone's at home on their own Zoom calls. To help you make friends, build community, and learn more, we here at The Curve are offering in-person meetings. The Curve meets every Thursday from 5 to 7 p.m. and to keep you and your loved ones safe during the times of COVID-19, we are requiring masks for all meetings and practicing social distance indoors. To learn more about The Curve, you can follow us on social media, on Facebook and Instagram at The Curve York, and you can always email us at education@ppkeystone.org. We hope you enjoy the rest of your time at the virtual Equality Fest Junior, and we hope to see you soon at The Curve.
Hi everyone, my name is Bree and I use any pronouns.
Hi, my name's Shay. My pronouns are she, her, hers. We are the Community Outreach Committee's co-chairs. The Community Outreach Committee is a committee where we work with other organizations, businesses, agencies, and religious-affiliated groups within York City and York County to better help find resources for LGBTQIA individuals.
So the reason it's so important to have queer-friendly resources and affirming resources is because people who are in the queer community may want to find these resources that are open and affirming and accepting, and they can be who they are without judgment or harassment.
Happy Equality Fest, everyone.
We're happy to celebrate with you.
The overcomer. When you look at me, what do you see? I'm more than I appear to be. No matter whether deaf or blind, or hearing and seeing, I am still a human being. I can adapt to the challenges of life. But the way you act, they say, they cut me like a knife. Try looking at things in a different way. You call me handicapped or disabled. How would you feel if you were the one being labeled? Being different is not a shame. The world would be boring if we all were the same. I'm a person, in my own right. I've simply had a harder fight. My challenges may seem a bummer, but through them, I'm an overcomer.
Hi, I'm Congressman Scott Perry, wishing you a happy and successful Equality Fest this year. And even though you're celebrating virtually, know that I stand with you in our declaration that discrimination has no place in our Commonwealth, in our community, or in our country. Hate has no place here. We truly are all in this together. I thank you for this invitation and hope you have a wonderful and successful Equality Fest in York's own Rainbow Rose Center. God bless you.
Through innovative development and construction services, Royal Square Development and Construction aims to positively impact the way people live and work. Our community has always been at the core of what we do, and we know that diversity and inclusivity make for a stronger community. Just like in our community, the diverse backgrounds and experiences of our team is what makes RSDC successful. We value the growth we've seen in our community in recent years and will work to continue to be a part of that growth for years to come.
Well, hello there, kids. It's me, Jade DeVere, the host of the weekly web series Inside the Drag Closet, the show where we talk about all things drag and some things that aren't. But today I want to talk to you about Equality Fest. The Rainbow Rose Center has put together a virtual event that celebrates the entire LGBTQIA plus community of York County and beyond. We are also going to be having our first ever Equality Fest Regent Pageant that will be streaming online starting at 8 p.m. You can find out all that information at rainbowrosecenter.org. Find out who is going to represent the Rainbow Rose Center and the LGBTQIA plus community of York County for the next year. I'm going to be there. I hope to see all of you there as well. Take care, kids.
Hello. I'm so glad that you've decided to join us today for Equality Fest 2020. My name is Jenny Beth Kistner. I'm a strong believer in the power of shared experience, laughter and joy, in bringing people together, healing together, growing together, and standing together. That is why I joined the Rainbow Rose Center earlier this year as chair of the events committee. We were just starting to feel the impacts of COVID-19. We had no concept of the challenges that this year would bring. As time passed, we all needed to adapt and change almost daily to keep up with regulations and new developments in our community. While planning Equality Fest, we first postponed this event from June to October. Then we moved venues to be in a more open space. And finally, it became clear we needed to transition to a virtual event for the health and safety of everyone involved. There was no option to cancel the event. The LGBTQIA plus community still has a need for connection and for strengthening the community, maybe more now than ever before. While this might not be the Equality Fest we had originally expected to present to you, I couldn't be more proud of what we're bringing to you today. Messages of hope and unity, an experience to share with your family and friends, and new connections to be made. I hope that you enjoy today's event. Be kind and be well. Hope to see you soon.
Hello, thank you for the opportunity to be here today. I've prepared a quick statement that comes from my heart. I didn't want to forget anything, so I wrote it down. The foundation of this community is the acceptance of individuals who contribute to the well-being and welfare of the York community by continually giving of their time and energy while only asking to be recognized as equal. Equal as in living life without judging or judgment. Equal as in developing friendships for the purpose of strengthening each other. Equal as in being encouraged to stand up for others as well as for self. Equal as in living with honor. Equal as in giving generously, all the while forgiving quickly and completely those who exhibit traits of inequality. In the words of President Barack Obama, we are reminded of, quote, those who have spurred sweeping progress by changing hearts and minds and by demanding equal treatment under our laws, from our courts, and in our politics, end quote. And in the words of another great human being whose words resonate with me each and every day, she's my mom, and she is famous for saying, honey, you just have to let people be people. Thank you.
'cause I don't wanna fall in love. If I ever did that, I think I'd have a heart attack. Never put my love out on the line. Never said yes to the right guy. Never had trouble getting what I want. But when it comes to you, I'm never good enough. When I don't care, I can play him like a Ken doll. Won't wash my hair, then make him bounce like a basketball. But you make me wanna act like a girl, paint my nails and wear high heels. Yes, you make me so nervous that I just can't hold your hand. You make me glow, but I cover up, won't let it show. So I'm putting my defenses up, 'cause I don't wanna fall in love. If I ever did that, I think I'd have a heart attack. I think I'd have a heart attack. I think I'd have a heart attack. Never break a sweat for the other guys. When you come around, I get paralyzed. And every time I try to be myself, it comes out wrong like a cry for help. It's just not fair. Pain's more trouble than love is worth. I guess for air, it feels so good, but you know it hurts. But you make me wanna act like a girl, paint my nails and wear perfume. For you make me so nervous that I just can't hold your hand. You make me glow, but I cover up, won't let it show. So I'm putting my defenses up, 'cause I don't wanna fall in love. If I ever did that, I think I'd have a heart attack. I think I'd have a heart attack. I think I'd have a heart attack. The feelings I lost in my lungs, they're burning, I'd rather be numb. Yeah, there's no one else to blame. So scared I'll take off and I run. I'm flying too close to the sun, and it bursts into flame. You make me glow, but I cover up, won't let it show. So I'm putting my defenses up, 'cause I don't wanna fall in love. If I ever did that, I think I'd have a heart attack. 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 I think I'd have a heart attack.
Hi, everyone. This is Kim, the admin for the group hanging out in Hanover. Every year, we come to give free hugs. It's one of the highlights of my year. Unfortunately, because of these crazy times we're in and this lovely COVID-19, we're not going to be able to be there this year. But that doesn't mean that we can't celebrate our pride in our hearts, in our minds, and virtually with friends. I just want to let you know that you're thought of, you're missed, because I'm going to miss giving hugs this year, and that you're worthy. I know every year it means a lot. These hugs mean a lot to me as well. But give yourself a virtual hug. Find a way. Hug a stuffed animal. Hug your dog. Hug your sister. Maybe your brother. Or put on a nice, soft, fuzzy robe that your mom gave you that feels like a hug. That's what I do. But either way, try to find time to reach out and maybe say hi. Or call your grandparents and ask them how they're doing. Or call a friend. Either way, I want you to remember that we're going to be there next year and that I will have double hugs for everybody next year. I want to leave you with a little poem that I wrote. And this is why I do this every year. It's called Be That One Moment. She stopped by to say hi as I walked by. She didn't have to, but I'm grateful she got to. This young, frightened girl, not fitting in. To some, her existence was even a sin. Empty, worried, shadowed, hurried. She gave a moment, a smile, while not knowing all the while she was that difference in a life, a solace in the strife, a help unknown to one even now grown. So slow down, listen, embrace, chat, take time, hold on, don't race. In someone's life story, be that one moment. Every time I give hugs, I'm hoping it's that one moment that I'm giving to somebody. But like I said, unfortunately, we won't be able to be together this year. But trust me, Free Mom Hugs will be there next year, and my HOH huggers will be there in full force. So please stay safe, stay calm, reach out, and I'll see you next year. Have a great day.
Hi, my name is Sarah, and I'm the Fundraising Committee Chair at Rainbow Rose Center. When you give to Rainbow Rose Center, you're helping to expand our programs. Currently, we work closely with the Gay Straight Alliance at York County Public Schools. We also offer a transgender support group. We're looking to add training for diversity awareness, and of course, our long-term goal is to have paid caseworkers and support services to further assist the needs of our community. There are many ways to give to the Rainbow Rose Center. On our website, rainbowrosecenter.org, you can donate through Venmo or PayPal. There's Facebook Donate, or if you currently cannot donate, please add us as your nonprofit of choice on Amazon Smiles. As always, in-kind donations are welcome. Or come and volunteer. We have many committees that could use someone like you.
Hey everybody, Mayor Michael Helfrich here. I'm thrilled to be part of this year's virtual 7th Annual Equality Fest. When we gathered together 7 years ago in Cherry Lane to celebrate Pennsylvania's recognition of gay marriage, I never knew that one day I was going to be mayor and be given the honor of joining so many LGBTQIA plus couples together. But it has definitely been one of my greatest honors, and I'm glad I can play a small role in this civil rights movement. And I'm so honored to be standing next to so many others that are standing up for the citizens of York and the world to make sure that everyone is given their rights, their right to be happy, their right to be themselves, their right to be respected. When people are respected for who they truly are, we have a better world to live in. And I thank you for playing a role in this effort. Let's keep it going.
Greetings, Equality Fest. I am Evo Diam, pastor of Dover United Church of Christ, 45 West Canal Street, Dover, PA. Every Sunday, we meet here and have a discussion at 9 a.m., and we have worship at 10 a.m. We meet in person with face masks and on Facebook live stream. We are an open and affirming church. What does that mean? Among other things, it means that if you are an LGBTQIA person, if you identify as gender diverse, If you identify as queer, if you are an ally of our community, you are welcome in this church. We do not just say the words. We have studied our scripture, talked about this with one another, and voted intentionally to work to welcome not only LGBTQIA persons, but those whose culture, ethnicity, race, ability, or economic status differs from ours. We have studied our scripture, and we believe we are called to live, that you are called to live as the wonderfully queer person that you are. This church embraced my partner, Mary Kelly, and I when I came to be pastor here. And we were married in this church, making her my spouse. We are the only church in town to have Black Lives Matter here on our sign out in front of the church. We follow the way of Christ that says all are welcome, especially those who have not felt comfortable in other faith communities or have been rejected by other churches or see themselves as spiritual but not religious. We will not tell you what it is you need to believe. We are proud to be a sponsor of Equality Fest 2020. On Friday, November 20th this year, we will host the Transgender Day of Remembrance here at Dover UCC, across the street from the middle school that used to be the high school. Transgender Day of Remembrance honors the memory of those murdered because of anti-trans and gender-diverse prejudice. On Friday, November 20th at 6 p.m., we will lead a community discussion. At 7 p.m., we will hold a service of remembrance. Just as when we worship, we will both live stream the service on Facebook and meet in person with face masks and social distancing as we do for worship. We hope that you'll come and join us sometime. We especially hope you'll come join us on Friday, November 20th, either at 6 or at 6 and at 7 for the service of worship. We hope that you have a wonderful Equality Fest, and we hope that you will be blessed today.
You see what you do and say to help me become who I am today, and your love from the world above that left me bewildered and starstruck. All I want to do is whisper in your ear, oh how I need you here to hold you close, my dear. I would walk to the ends of the earth and back. When I break, you'll fill in the cracks. Ooh. And it's all for you. All the things that I do. Times they might change and I might grow stranger yet to some. this daydream round and round in my head. But I'll choose to sing it out instead. Ooh. And it's all for you. All the things that I do. Times they might change and I might grow stranger yet to some, but that will never change my love for you, my rising sun. There's a light surrounding all around me, and it glows as far as the mind can see. It's the gleaming from your eyes, so don't ever try to hide the way I make you feel inside. Every time, every day, I still feel the same way as when you first said, hey. I think that this could be the best thing that's happened since my skies turned gray. And I just said, okay, I can take all your pain away. 'Cause it's all for you, and you have my heart, it's true. Times they might change and I might grow stranger yet to some, but I'll never change my love for you, my rising sun. And I'm staying here with you where we first begun.
Hi friends, I'm Shannon McElroy. I am the Marketing and Communications Chair on the Rainbow Rose Center Board of Directors. We're so glad that you're here with us for Equality Fest, and we hope that you're really enjoying everything that Equality Fest has to offer. Communication right now is critical. It is more important than ever as we're sitting at home away from each other to be able to reach out in ways like our virtual Equality Fest. So I wanted to just let you know of all the ways that you can reach out to Rainbow Rose Center. Of course, there's our website, rainbowrosecenter.org. You can also reach out to us via email at info@rainbowrosecenter.org, and social media, of course, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, which we hope that you're watching Equality Fest on right now. So please follow us on all of those things at Rainbow Rose Center. We hope that you will hang out with us for the rest of the day and that you'll check up on us in the future. So enjoy, and thanks for coming to Equality Fest 2020.
Hello, Hallam, and hello, York. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Glenn Wascovich, and I am the mayor of Hallam Borough. This year, my husband Mike and I, and our 3 dogs, Princess, Apollo, and Athena, are excited to join you all virtually for this year's Equality Fest 2020. So stay safe, stay healthy, and we can't wait to see you next year when we're going to celebrate Pride and Equality Fest bigger and better than ever. Until next time.
Hey everybody,
I'm Pastor Joel Falcomer, the lead pastor at Union Lutheran Church, and I just wanted to take a moment to talk about the amazing love and acceptance that God gives to all God's people. And because God welcomes all, we too welcome all. I mean, if you look around, you really see all the different ways that we divide ourselves. We talk about where we're from or whom we love, how we identify, the color of our skin, the languages that we speak, how much money we have, where we live, whatever it may be. We find ways to divide ourselves. But God truly calls us to be united because in God's eyes, we are all precious children. And because we are united in Jesus Christ, we too here at Union want to share that message and that acceptance and that inclusion to all of God's people here in York and through our ministry here and around the world.
My name is Suzanne, and I'm a board member of the Rainbow Rose Center. The center provides support, resources, educates, advocates, and increases awareness for the LGBTQIA+ community's rights, risks, and needs. We provide support for all individuals regardless of race, economic background, or sexual orientation. As we practice inclusivity for our LGBTQIA+ community, I urge you to be mindful of how receptive you are to inclusivity in your community and in your life. Together, we can make a change.
Hi, I'm Eve Brown. I'm here today to talk to you about ways that we can make the LGBTQIA+ community more accessible. We have people from all different different occupations, different roles in life. Maybe they're mothers, fathers, teachers, students, artists, painters, any number of different aspects to their lives. And all those different aspects come together and intersect. It's the intersectionality of life where it meets with the LGBTQIA community. And so all those various experiences come together and make it such a diverse place that it is. We also have people with physical, mental, and emotional disabilities who are also a part of the LGBT community. And it is important to find ways that we can make it as accessible as possible for full inclusion of everybody. One of the simple things that I would encourage you to focus on and think about that makes a big difference first is person-centered focus rather than focusing on disabilities and what you can't do, what's not right, type of things. When you meet people, do you notice the person first? Do you notice their wheelchair first or their hearing aid? Or do you notice, the beautiful smile or pretty eyes? Treating them just as you would anyone else is critical to helping people feel included and not marginalized. Another thing that can help with, that's related to that, is when using a sign language interpreter or a relay operator on relay calls when they interpret the call. Always communicate directly to the person, not with the interpreter, not focus on talking to the interpreter. If you say to an interpreter, tell her to Equality Fest next year, the interpreter will then turn to the deaf person and they will say, tell her I'm going to Equality Fest next year. And the deaf person sitting there going, huh? Who am I supposed to tell? or they may just feel a bit deflated and hurt, just like they're not as good as other people, are not being focused on as an individual, recognized as a person. They feel like they're not being seen, like you're talking around me rather than talking to me. The direct feedback, direct communication is critical, just as you don't focus on that carries the sound wave. You can't see them, but they're there. Same thing with the interpreter. The interpreter is simply a conduit of communication. It should not be the focus of the communication. They facilitate the process as transparently as possible, ideally. When planning for organizations, planning your offices or meeting spaces, it is important that you are to have wheelchair accessible and communicationally accessible locations. Sometimes it's important to think about what technology will make it communicationally accessible, because there are varying things that work for that. If having a meeting online, you can use things such as Google Meet or Zoom with captions by because they actually do offer the captions with that. Google Meet offers the automatic captioning, which is not perfect, but it does help to get the general context. Zoom allows you to designate a specific person to serve as a dedicated captioner. Both are good options for helping to increase inclusion. There are many other things that we can do to improve accessibility. And on November the 10th at 6:30, Rainbow Rose Center will be offering a panel on increasing accessibility within the LGBTQIA+ community. We'd encourage you to come out to that.
Hello York and happy Equality Fest. My name is Lou Rivera and I serve as York City's first openly gay Latino city councilman. What a proudful moment for me. As we celebrate Equality Fest virtually this year, we need to make sure that we give a voice to all of York, especially those that have been disenfranchised and forgotten in our community. In making sure that everyone has a seat at the table, we need to come and work together to address the issues of violence, financial and healthcare inequity, and how to prepare our children for their future. Diversity and inclusion are the passions which drive our community forward, and together we can accomplish anything. Happy Pride, York, and happy Equality Fest 2020.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Damaris, and I'm the Marketing Communications Manager of Downtown Inc., the organization committed to enhancing and encouraging investment in downtown York through economic development, promotions, placemaking, and public safety. I am so honored to be joining the Rainbow Rose Center, the York area LGBTQIA+ community, all of the community partners, and today's host, the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of York, for this year's virtual Equality Fest. As an organization and as a community, we are proud of our historically edgy identity, as we recognize the people, the organizations, and the businesses that have continually embodied a revolutionary spirit, defined by progress and forward thinking from our city's earliest years to today. But we also recognize that we cannot truly claim this identity without the bold and authentic examples continually demonstrated by our members of our greater community, particularly the examples of our brave and historically edgy LGBTQIA+ community. From the bold examples of some of our community's earliest pioneers, like the Town Tavern on North George Street in the 1950s and 60s, that created a safe space for LGBTQIA+ to authentically express their identities in a public space, to the Appel Center, who hosted York's first annual Gay and Lesbian Short Film Festival in 1992, and the ongoing work of community organizations like the Rainbow Rose Center, the LGBTQ Center of Central PA, the Curve, Spectrum, and the Open and Affirming Congregations of York. We are blessed to live, work, and play in a community that exemplifies that historically edgy spirit. This year's Equality Fest theme is Pride Starts Inside, and we recognize and affirm that truth. For our community to continue that legacy of bold authenticity, we must continue to create spaces where all are welcome, all are treated fairly, and all voices are heard. We desire for our community to be a community where internal pride can be encouraged, nourished, and cultivated, not only for the betterment of our individual selves, but also for the betterment of our entire historically edgy community. Thank you for allowing me to join you today for the first ever virtual Equality Fest. And thank you to you all for continuing the work of making York a more inclusive and welcoming community for all. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Maria McCargo Gable. I'm going to share with you today a poem that I wrote for the love of my life. We met close to 10 years ago, and the love that I have for her is just indescribable. So I'm going to take a moment and describe to you what that love felt like to me. The word love is often abused, confused, and misused. I choose to embrace it for what it is at face value, not trying to add to it or take away anything from it. Giving into its clutches and tugs at my heart, forgetting those things which happened in my past and giving them a fresh start. My heart, it melts when I hear your name. Never underestimate its feeling, it's hard to tame. I can't complain. I don't have words to explain, so I'll steal some from others. You are a positive, motivating force in my life. You're who I desire, you light my fire. I love you in a place where there's no space or time. I love you for life. You're a friend of mine. Never before has someone been more unforgettable in every way. Such a funny thing, but every time you're near me, I never can behave. So I will continue to be brave and listen to my heart as we begin this journey of our lives together. May we be able to survive whatever comes our way, because I love you more than these words can say.
Hi, my name is Chris Nelson, and I'm the president and founder of Trans Minors' Rights. We're an organization aimed at empowering transgender youth to make their own decisions regarding puberty blockers.
And I'm Allison Myler, I'm the VP at Trans Minors' Rights. Our goal is to get approximately 3,800 signatures to allow minors 14 and up access to puberty blockers confidentially.
Please consider signing our petition. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Anne Gray. I am a member of the Board of Directors of Rainbow Rose Center, and I'm also our head of information technology. That means that I help maintain our email addresses and our shared data spaces, as well as data about our volunteers and our visitors. I help keep that information organized, and I also help keep it safe and secure. There are a lot of things that need to be done in any organization to keep it running that are really done in the background. So if you have an interest in data management, database design, web design, communications, things like that, please consider reaching out to us, because we can always use people who are willing to work in the background to help things happen. We have lots of events that need planning, and we always can use more help. Thanks so much for your support.
Hi, my name's Reverend Terry Cummings. I'm the minister here at the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of York. We're so glad to be part of the Equality Fest. I'd like to share some things about this congregation and why we are a community that is so welcoming of the LGBT world and community. Unitarian Universalism is a faith tradition that does not have any creeds. You're not required to believe in any specific theology to be a member of our congregation. Instead, we emphasize principles the inherent worth and dignity of every single person, justice, equity, and compassion in human relations, the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part, to name but a few. These principles are part of our spiritual beliefs. They're not just statements of value, they're statements that come deep from within our souls and our spirits. And they are principles that we bring into our lives and into our spiritual practices and beliefs. And for that reason, we are welcoming of everyone. Members of the LGBT community have long been welcome in Unitarian Universalist congregations. Unitarian Universalist congregations performed some of the first same-sex marriages in our country. Indeed, even before the Supreme Court made same-sex marriages lawful in the United States. We're proud of our history of affirming the inherent worth and dignity of every person. We're proud of the work we do in the Black Lives Matter movement. This church, this congregation, truly welcomes everybody. We know that when people come here, we are changed by them, and they are changed by us. We so appreciate that. In these times of uncertainty, in these times of division, Unitarian Universalist congregations are a beacon of liberal faith, liberal practices, and liberal people. So welcome. Welcome to our church. Thank you for being with us. I'd like to share a story with you about my introduction to Unitarian Universalism. In 2008, I came out to the world as transgender. Until that time, everyone knew me as male. I had a beard and a mustache. I dressed as a man, and I worked in a man's world. Going through a gender transition is hard. It's scary. I lost my friends, many of my friends. I lost my marriage, my stepchildren, lost my home. It was hard, and just keeping things together was a daily struggle. A good friend of mine suggested to me that I check out my local Unitarian Universalist congregation. At that time, I was pretty much alone in the world. So in September of 2008, for the first time, I went into the Unitarian Universalist congregation in Montclair, New Jersey, where I was living at the time, and I was immediately welcomed into the community. My first encounter was with a young woman of color who has since become a close friend of mine and a minister herself. I felt welcome in my Unitarian Universalist congregation from the get-go. They supported me all through my transition. They've been with me at my side for the last 12 years. It wasn't long before I was totally immersed in the life of that church. It was such a welcome to find a faith tradition and a community that didn't have theological creeds that I didn't agree with, but where faith was translated into spiritual and actual hard, concrete action. I don't know what my life would be without Unitarian Universalism, but I do know how welcoming it is and has been, based on my own experience and the experience of others, of members of the LGBTQ community. I am proud to call my congregation and all Unitarian congregations a spiritual home for youth, adults, all ages, and all manner of gender and sexual orientation and expression. So I'm glad, so glad, that our congregation is part of Equality Fest. It speaks so much to our hearts. It is part of why we exist as a congregation. And I'm glad, proud, and pleased to be part of this event. Thank you.
took your name. You had the power to lift up her spirits, changing her mood, a talent I could never claim. Dear Uncle Ronnie, and yet you could be all the many things that my mother had feared I'd be. You could be gay on your own and questioning God. You could stand far apart, and still she loved you. You could be true to every part of yourself. Only you had that privilege in our family, or so it seemed to me. Dear Uncle Ronnie, I was so jealous of you. So the thing is, when you're that beautiful in someone's eyes, when you're that dear, and then you take a 25 caliber pistol and put it to your heart. There's gonna be a tiny ripple. I would have held you in my arms if I could. You and I, we had everything in common. Now the pain. And I was only 7 at the time.
Hi York County and happy Equality Fest. My name is Blade Klein, that's Blade like a knife, B-L-A-D-E, and I am proud to be the youngest and first openly gay member of York County Borough Council here in the eastern part of the county. I do my best every day to represent the residents of my borough, but I also speak out for all members of the LGBTQIA+ community here in York County. I know this is a different way to celebrate Equality Fest, doing it virtually, but this is an effort to keep us all safe and to still come together to celebrate the accomplishments of our community. It's also an important year for our country as a whole because we have a chance to come together in November and choose some dedicated community-driven individuals who will fight for the interests of everybody in the community. It's important that you exercise your right, that you use your voice, and that you vote. A professor once told me that you might not be into politics, politics is into you. So make sure you vote this November. And happy Equality Fest.
I use any pronouns. I am a meeting moderator for Spectrum York, a social outlet and support group for queer young adults. We hold meetings here 3 times each month, the first Tuesday, the second Saturday, and the third Saturday. And we are a safe and affirming place for all LGBTQIA plus young adults ages 18 to 39 to get together to get peer support, participate in social activities, and have open discussions. Spectrum York is a program of the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of York, or the UUCY. However, we are not a religious group. We do not discriminate, and we're open to speaking about all of these things with the respect they deserve. All of our in-person meetings occur here at the UUCY in the sunroom, and when we cannot meet in person, we do hold online meetings virtually through Zoom. You can find information on the meetings on our Facebook page, on the UUCY page, or our Discord. And you can see that information on the panel now. If you're a queer young adult in the South Central PA region, we hope you will come and join us for our peer support meetings, our social engagements, and our educational and advocacy work. Happy Equality Fest, York County, and we're happy to celebrate with you.
Hi everyone, I hope you're enjoying the virtual Equality Fest 2020. My name is Travis McMaster, and I am a proud and out professional with over 11 years of experience in marketing and digital media. I've had the privilege to speak to and provide career guidance to a variety of high school students and college students, and I've been a mentor to some of my favorite people as they've navigated the changes of their own careers. It's a passion of mine to be the gasoline to other people's fire, and with that, I'm excited to invite you to my virtual Q&A panel, Authentic and Professional, hosted by the Rainbow Rose Center on Monday, October 19th at 6:30 p.m. During my panel, we're going to discuss how to stay authentic in a professional environment. We're going to talk about how to bend your interest into your style to fit within your company's needs, and how to own your own personal style so you can wear it with confidence. But we can't forget, skills matter. So we're going to talk about coming prepared and being ready to deliver, along with the importance of company research. During the conversation, I'm going to share with you some of my own experiences, like that time my boss said to me immediately after leaving a client meeting, "Don't ever do that again." So whether you're a college student, getting ready to enter the real world, a person looking for some clarity on your own personal image as it relates to being a professional, or just something fun to do on a Monday night, I encourage you to attend, come listen, and be ready to participate. Follow and like the Rainbow Rose Center on Instagram and Facebook to keep up on all the details as it relates to my virtual Q&A panel, Authentic and Professional. I'll see you there. Cheers.
I don't know about you, but I need a vacation. Hi, I'm Neverland Shan, and I specialize in Universal and Disney vacations. Let me help you build the vacation of your dreams for next week or next year. I deal with every tiny little detail to help you have the most stress-free experience, and it is 100% free to work with me. And of course, I'm LGBT friendly. So contact me today and we can start building the vacation of your dreams. I can be reached at Shan, that's S-H-A-N, at neverlandshan.com, or through Facebook, just search at Neverland Shan. Hope to talk to you soon.
I thought that love was kind. I thought that love was patient. I thought that love was blind. But I see clearly now.
Give me the spotlight, light up my hotline. Button that press, spread that mess. I'ma get paid regardless. One monkey ain't never stopped no show. Every pimp can't beat every hoe. You've been bold, so you should know. Light on my name, spread my fame. Ain't this how you like it? Out in public fighting, spreading all your propaganda. Propaganda. I'ma get paid, I'ma get paid, I'ma get paid for propaganda. Throw your shade, cast your aspersions. Always deflecting, distracting, diverting. Always taking the truth and subverting. Lying on my mama, causing drama. Having the children the bond up. We're in Los Angeles, the city of angels. You can't be more grateful. You can't be more hateful. Spreading out your propaganda. said it clean to you. I haven't bothered you, I haven't even acknowledged you. Look what you do. Say you got a new man, for you. Do you run through the cycle, don't even like him. Make all his news and then have to fight him. The drama excites you. I married the devil, you wasn't on my level. You put my shoes like your pedal. I was Beverly Hills, this is ghetto. And I didn't deserve this. Never told you you were worthless. Never took it all when you earned it. You were so evil, manipulating people with your propaganda. Propaganda, propaganda. I'ma get paid, I'ma get paid, I'ma get paid. Of the propaganda. Watch who you defame, watch who you slander. The grave that you dig is the one that you land in the arms of the angels where I'm always standing. I didn't abuse you, I didn't use you. Only mistake that I made was to choose you. You wanted to own me, isolate and control me. With your propaganda, propaganda. I'ma get paid, I'ma get paid, I'ma get paid. Of your propaganda.
Valley Youth House is all about being a catalyst of change in the lives of youth and their families. In the darkest days that children might experience or families might experience where they're not really sure where to go or how to get out of a situation, Valley Youth House is there, be it in schools, be it in homes, be it in their shelters, or in the homeless, be it in the streets. Valley Youth House employees are there working selflessly in 18 counties, helping them achieve their goals.
Hi, my name's Jamie Suddeth, and I have the great honor of sitting on the board of the Rainbow Rose Center as a volunteer chair. My main responsibilities is to bring volunteers into our organization to make sure that they are enjoying their volunteering and that we are meeting all their needs. The one thing about the Rainbow Rose Center is you have the ability to come aboard and take your passions and your talents and put them to work in on many different opportunities, from fundraising to social justice to IT needs to just many other great things that we offer York County. If you are interested, I encourage you to visit our website at www.rainbowrosecenter.com or to personally give me a phone call at 570-898-2671, where I'll be happy to answer all your questions. And we look forward to you helping us, because without you, there is no us.
Hi, I'm Brian Tate, York County Register of Wills and Clerk of Orphans Court. I'm here to congratulate Rainbow Rose Center and York's Equality Fest on the very first virtual event. I hope everyone enjoys a weekend full of celebration and pride in our York community, but mostly our LGBTQIA+ community. My quick commercial is to ask all residents to please make a will. Seek out an attorney you trust and put in place the necessary document to make sure that the person you choose is in charge of your decisions after your lifetime. And please, consider leaving a legacy in your will to support the charities in York that mean the most to you, like perhaps the Rainbow Rose Center. Let's keep our dollars in York rather than sending them to Harrisburg. Happy Equality Fest, everyone!
why I'm a poet. Why not a doctor, a lawyer, a fighter, but a poet? You see, most people don't even get it. What's going on in my mind, that tangled web that's been weaved with words, bouncing and bombarding off of one another, creating a whole nother language that only exists in my mind and in the mind of other poets. See, my words become poetry in motion, flowing without a notion of what boundaries may be broken, starting off like slow respirations, reverberations, and vibrations, cascading off my tongue like saliva, placing little droplets of seeds in the air that take root in others' minds, creating their own visions of loveliness which grow like weeds. So we poets are an invaluable breed, getting high off of our own words, getting even higher off of others, waiting and anticipating that next hit of metaphors and similes so eloquently put together that makes my nappy hair straight, that puts my inner man at peace till I'm almost in a trance. So if I was given the opportunity to do anything else, I would choose to write. Because who else would etch on paper till his fingers are cramped and fatigue has taken its toll? Who else would write to give others a small glimpse of his soul? I guess I've answered my own question. A free thinker I am, seeking to open others' minds one word at a time. Each of us has been given a special talent or gift, but my badge of honor is one across my chest, and it simply reads, poet.
Downtown, walking fast, faces pass and I'm homebound. Staring blankly ahead, just making my way through the crowd. And I need you, and I miss you, and now I wonder if I could fall into the sky. Do you think time went past me by? 'Cause you know I'd walk 1,000 miles if I could just see you tonight. 'Cause I need you, and I miss you. Now I wonder, now I wonder, I wonder.
Did y'all honestly think I was gonna do it like that? No.
Why are men great till they gotta be great? Woo. I just took a DNA test, turns out I'm 100% that bitch. Even when I'm crying crazy, yeah, I got boy problems, that's the human in me. Bling bling, then I solve them, that's the goddess in me. You could've had a bad bitch, not committal. Help you with your career, just a little. You supposed to hold me down, but you holding me back, and that's the sound of me not calling you back. Why are men great till they gotta be great? Don't text me, tell it straight to my face. Best friend set me down in the salon chair. Shampoo press, get you out of my hair. Fresh photos with the bomb lighting. New man on the Minnesota Vikings. True hurts needed something more exciting. Dum dum be dum be dum bum baby. You tried to break my heart, oh that breaks my heart. That you thought you ever had it, no you ain't from the start. Hey, I'm glad you're back with your bitch. I mean, who would wanna hide this? I will never ever 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 be your side chick. I put the singing single, ain't worried about a ring on my finger, so you can tell your friend, shoot your shot when you see him. It's okay, he already in my DM. Why are men great till they gotta be great? Don't text me, tell it straight to my face. Best friend set me down in the salon chair. Shampoo press, get you out of my hair. Fresh photos with the bomb lighting. New man on the Minnesota Vikings. True hurts needed something more back and I'm in it. I don't play tag, bitch, I've been it. We don't fuck with lies, we don't do goodbyes. We just keep it pushing like aye, aye, aye. I'ma hit you back and I'm in it. I don't play tag, bitch, I've been it. We don't fuck with lies, we don't do goodbyes. We just keep it pushing like aye, aye, aye. Wild men great till they gotta be great. Don't text me, tell it straight to my face. Best friend set me down in the salon chair. Shampoo press, get you out of my hair. Fresh photos with the bomb lighting. New man on the Minnesota Vikings. True hurts needed something more exciting. Dum dum be dum be dum bum
Well, hello there, kids. It's me, Jade DeVere, the host of the weekly web series Inside the Drag Closet, the show where we talk about all things drag and some things that aren't. But today, I want to talk to you about Equality Fest. The Rainbow Rose Center has put together a virtual event that celebrates the entire LGBTQIA+ community of York County and beyond. We are also going to be having our first ever Equality Fest Regent Pageant. That will be streaming online starting at 8 p.m. You can find out all that information at rainbowrosecenter.org. Find out who is going to represent the Rainbow Rose Center and the LGBTQIA+ community of York County for the next year. I'm going to be there. I hope to see all of you there as well. Take care, kids.
As we come to the end of Equality Fest 2020, the entire Rainbow Rose Center board would again like to thank everyone for watching our first ever virtual event. We are also eternally grateful to the sponsors who made this year's celebration possible and to the nonprofit organizations and retail vendors who have joined us in this year's activities. We hope you enjoyed today's celebratory show, and we hope that you will again join us for the upcoming events, including the Regent Pageant tonight at 8 p.m. and the Coming Out Day celebration tomorrow. If you have youths who missed out on the fun of Equality Fest Junior last night, please check out our Facebook page and our YouTube channel and watch the video there. And consider attending our official after-party locations, which supports local businesses and the Rainbow Rose Center through the fundraisers that they are holding this weekend. We also hope that you will join us in 2021 for our Pride events celebrating the LGBTQIA+ community of York County. We encourage you to stay connected with us on social media and check out our website regularly for upcoming celebrations, activities, and educational panels. And remember, the Rainbow Rose Center is here to serve the LGBTQIA+ community of all York County. We currently are a virtual-only resource center, which means you can reach out to us at any time through our website's contact page, through Facebook Messenger, or email us at info@rainbowrosecenter.org. Our resource specialists are always available to answer questions that you may have regarding LGBTQIA+ friendly businesses and employers, health providers, and other service providers. We can also supply you with support and sympathy as well as resources for whatever you may be going through in life. Please reach out to us if you are ever in need and share our information with others who may need our services. Thank you again for attending Equality Fest 2020. We hope to see you again next year. And in the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, and remember, Pride starts inside.
the choice to stay. Will all the chaos come to meet the day? If this is what